in a world, right, where there's all these podcasts and all these media and conversation and reels and TikTok clips, and you look at what's influencing a lot of people at the minute, Bonnie fucking Blue. The fact that Channel 4 are showing... You work for Channel 4. I'll call them out. You don't say anything. You still want that job. A documenting...
I'm not involved in that show.
That trash. I'm like, what has this fucking world come to? When it comes to that is going on free-to-air TV, and then you have stories like this, and you have people in the world... like this. I listened to another podcast actually called Theo Von. Have you listened to Theo Von?
Yeah, he's hilarious.
Mate, the latest one with the Amish guy.
No, I haven't.
It is absolutely amazing.
Oh, right, okay.
This guy isn't high profile, the Amish guy. He's an Amish guy who's telling his story. And I'm like, this is what should go out into the world.
Yeah.
Education, fun, unfiltered conversation, and there's no agenda to, or what clickbait trying to get out of this show.
Yeah.
It's just two good people having a conversation. One good person with you, but I'm a good person. And the world needs it now.
The problem is
really
it just doesn't get attention, and
it doesn't.
And the TV channels are really struggling for funding. YouTube's taking over.
Let me just say this. I'm going to cut you off. So BBC is a perfect example, right? So BBC, and I'm a fan of BBC. I'm not one of these that hates BBC. I pay my TV license. I love Match of the Day, regardless whoever's hosting. They've done some incredible films, documentaries, TV drama series. I'm a fan of BBC. It's got to the point now where I know someone who works for BBC where they are manufacturing, allegedly, podcasts and conversations between two people. They're swearing, they're sexualizing things, they're telling stories like sex stories. And I'm like,
BBC.
You can't swear, right? You have to apologise for swearing on TV if you're a rugby player. Oh, fucking hell, great win. Oh, apologies for the language. Yet on the other side of it, you've got, on the same channel, you've got stuff like this going out. I'm trying not to be negative on people, but I am passionate about authentic conversation and good people being seen and being heard, as opposed to these 10, 15 second, 1 minute reels going out there, which is absolute trash and not how humans should behave.
No.
Effectively.
100%. It's a big oil tanker to try and slow down and turn around. But I just hope there's more positivity starts getting put out there, because there's so many incredible stories, I know of so many of like being in this world now of people doing incredible things. And going back to the religious thing, and you mentioned the Amish then, but also when we were out in Kyrgyzstan, whenever we go on an expedition to a different country, I've got this sort of, I always want to try and leave the country in a better place than I arrived, so like it's a bit of a responsible adventure thing, but also I think it gives you more of an immersive experience. So you really embed yourself with the locals, you make friends with them. And also this time we were fundraising not just for our charity, but also for an orphanage in Bishkek in Kyrgyzstan. And there's a lot of orphan disabled kids in Kyrgyzstan because the families can't look after them. There isn't the support from the state. And obviously going to an orphanage for disabled kids is about as emotional as you can get. But they're running an amazing program there. And we asked the kids of the orphanage to name the mountain that we climbed, because it was the first time there'd ever been a first ascent of a mountain by people with a disability, and then you get to name it. And I didn't just climb it for me, I climbed it for the whole disabled community. And we took the videos and photos in there, and they were really engaged, and it was incredible to meet them all. And then one of the kids, I said, what do you want to call it? And there was a translator there, and one of them said in Russian, Hope Mountain. And I was like, these kids are both physically and, mentally disabled. And I was just like, that is so perfect and so beautiful that this has happened. And this mountain's been called Hope Mountain by the local kids of Kyrgyzstan. And we've got this amazing story, and it's all unbelievably documented. And you know that if you went online and kicked off about something, about the airline not being accessible or whatever it might be, it would get 10 times, 100 times more engagement than this story that we've got. And it's just the way of the world. It's a shame, really.
I do feel as if there's a bit of a pushback now, and I think there's an understanding. And I think a lot of people in the media houses are lost because their job will be based on impressions and the back end of analytics and all of these things. And I keep talking about the US, but you go on to some of the shows that are happening there, and I know they're a little bit loose, but they're long form, like authentic conversation, great storytelling, like your documentary as well, like done with, was it Universal that...
Yeah, Universal, yeah.
Is it the Universal?
Yeah, the Universal, yeah.
But I imagine the videographers they used, well, maybe you tell me, so where are they from Universal? Are they outsourced?
Most of it was archive footage. They'll always out freelance, but they have certain production companies they normally use. That last climbing sequence where you're talking about with the drones was like, that was a Universal funded shoot, because that's why they had like drones that were like helicopters basically.
Yeah, but such talented people out there creating amazing things that yours will get seen because it's on Prime. What did I pay? $8.99. Where does that go?
$8.99.
$8.99 to the pop. That's what it was. Is that good or bad?
I mean, that's expensive, isn't it?
I think True Detective might have been cheaper.
What?
Yeah, it was $8.99.
I love True Detective.
How good.
Season 1 of True Detective is all time for me.
Mate. My mate in Austin's trying to organise Matthew McConaughey to come on. You talk about good men.
Oh, yeah.
Right. So in the studio at home, I've been looking for images.
You're going to get him to your house?
No. Yeah, I might. Subscribe to the show and it will come out.